Hello everyone, welcome to another video. In this one we're gonna look some settings and the loadouts about mainly attack helicopters, and we also see some jets. This is what I find the best settings in order to fly attack helis for now. We will see about the little bird. What do we want to do in order to make the gameplay of helicopters as smooth as possible? We start from the sensitivity. Sensitivity is just up to you. Right now I'm running on 21 sensitivity just because I want to match it to the infantry. Why is that? For example, when you're gunning or like on the attack heli, or when you're driving the tank, you want it to match the mouse sensitivity so it doesn't feel like weird. Like in detail, like here, you can set a personal sensitivity on both jets and helicopters. So it pretty much takes this value and then not multiply, but scales it with this value right here. So we will see about that later. So if you can, try to match it with your infantry sensitivity. Vertical flight aircraft. So this one is obviously when you are pulling down your mouse. If you can see, when you're pulling down your mouse, your helicopter like pitches up. When you're pulling up your mouse, your helicopter pitches down. This, it will be the opposite. So if I pull down my mouse, my helicopter is pitching down, and if I pull up my mouse, the helicopter is pulling up as well. I don't like it. I always played with the inverted. Also, just for context, I have around 10,000 hours on the Battlefield franchise, and I think like 6,000 of these are in air vehicles. So I'm never gonna change that. I'm too used to it. Vertical look. The look is when you are in free look, so you don't want to do that. Like in free look is like you're moving your mouse around and trying to look the camera, and it should be as natural as possible. Aircraft control sensitivities is for the jet. Right now rolling is really unresponsive, so I put it like max, so I will be faster in like to roll. Helicopter control sensitivity, this is how your helicopter reacts when you move your mouse, and right now I'm 130. I think it can be a little bit higher, but for now it's pretty okay like this. I want to be pretty accurate with the toes and rocket pods, so I'm not trying to go too high sensitivity. Helicopter control assist off. We don't want that. We want to fly with our own skills. Third person aircraft camera roll. So this is just for the jets, and is like when you fly the jet in third person, if you keep this off, your camera always faces like the horizon and is not rolling together with your jet. If you put this on, which by the way it's on by default, your camera will roll together with the jet, and it can make some motion sickness. I don't like it. Pretty used to keep it off, like since BF3, BF4. Let's go into the details. So we are not looking for jet and ground vehicles right now. We go for the helicopters. What I just changed is the chase camera. So it's the third person. I love to keep it in my thumb on the mouse. So it's mouse 4 button, like the third person view. And also on my mouse, I love keeping the flares. So I have both flares and third person camera on my mouse. So it's pretty fast to react. One more thing that I changed is the free look. By default is on V, but it's pretty hard to reach at times, and I want to be pretty stable. So I use my pinky finger and I tap and I press the left control button so I can free look while flying pretty easily. Also, what I've changed is the pitch up. So right now it's saying pitch down, but since we are flying inverted, it's the opposite. So it says pitch down, but in reality, when I press spacebar, the helicopter is pitching up. I do this in order to like make like tight turns when I'm trying to recover like some pretty deep strafe down, and I find it pretty useful. Aside this, there's nothing really different from the default. Yeah, I mean, I just changed these settings and nothing more, and I think it's more than enough. Like you don't need a lot of personalization. Yeah, a lot of pilots nowadays likes to fly with the rifle aim setting, but I'm not doing it. As I said, I have around 6,000, 5,000 hours of playtime with the air vehicles with default settings, so I'm not really into it. I'm not willing to change it. I don't see any big improvement to switch into rifle aim. By the way, rifle aim, if you don't know, like briefly, is that you fly the heli like you are aiming with your rifles. Let's go briefly into the graphics settings. This is not for performance purpose, but it's just for visibility. I always use max field of view in any game where you have like vehicles, especially in like in Battlefield games. When you're in third person camera, you use that in order to spot threats and objectives. So always max FOV. We go into the advanced settings. DLA. DLA is good in order to spot targets on far away, you know, like on long distance. I haven't tried off. Some people are using it off, but for now I find myself pretty well with DLA. I have a 5080 and a 9800 X3D, so I don't have any issue with the FPS. So for me, this is the best setting right now. Graphics quality settings. So custom, texture ultra, texture filtering not on ultra, I don't know why it's on ultra, on low. Mesh quality on ultra. Why is that? You can spot people way easier with the mesh on ultra. At least this was the thing back then in BF4 and 2042 like era, but I think it works the same. Like the description is mesh quality controls the level of detail and draw distance. This is the key here, the draw distance. You can see, you can spot stuff way easier on the distance. Terrain quality on low, FX quality on high. Why? You can see the trace and the lightning of like incoming missile way easier, like stingers, tows, heat seekers and stuff like that. So you can see clearly where a threat is coming, okay? The rest, just keep it everything on low because it makes no sense. Like, no, this is off. The HUD color. This might be pretty important. Like, I like to keep it purple. You know why? It's because there is no purple in the game. In any Battlefield game, if you notice, there is no purple color, like nowhere. So if you use a color that is not present in the game, when you see at your screen, you immediately know that that color is your crosshair. So it makes, I think for me at least, it makes easier to aim, you know what I mean? Aside that, there's nothing more. Now we can go into the loadout. Attack heli. Oh, by the way, we cannot do the attack jet loadout yet because there is no loadout available. You cannot change the loadout in the jets, which is crazy. Probably it will come later, like season 1, season 2. As I said in my previous video about, you know, my first impressions, I'm pretty confident that they put like on second priority some aspects of the game, and this is a proof of it. Like, it's crazy that you cannot customize your jets on release. By the way, I digress. Helicopter loadout for both attack helis. Let's start by saying that, in my opinion, the Pantera, Tiger, what is the name of this thing? I don't even know why they don't use the real life name. Anyway, the Pax Armata attack helicopter is the strongest, is more agile, it's got slimmer hitboxes, and I think it's just overall better than the Apache. Maybe the Apache is a little bit faster, I'm not sure about it, but it's a little bit more clunkier. It's not as clunky as the beta though. It's way better compared to the beta, but it feels pretty clunky at times, and it's got like a bigger hitbox. But let's say the loadouts are pretty much the same across both helicopters. So what do? Primary rockets. Heavy rockets is a must right now. Those are the old Zuni rockets from BF4. And these things are crazy. These things, like, as I said in my previous video, you can literally one-shot a tank if you go with a really good strafe, like a top-down strafe, and you hit first a tow and then you finish them off with the rockets. You have just 4 rockets per magazine, but they are crazy strong. You can one-tap any infantry if you hit them, like, I think like an meter or alpha meter. It's not like direct hit is one shot, but I think also there's some splash damage, maybe, yeah, alpha meter distance. You can one shot every infantry. Right now the damage value on the tanks is weird because I think damage is directly related on the angle on where you hit the tank, but I cannot tell you exactly how much damage is one rocket. I suppose we are around like 25-30% damage per shot if you hit like the top of the tank. Around that. Because I counted that with a full magazine, I leave the tank at like 40 HP. So So yeah, probably. We're talking about MBTs. With the FIV, you do even more damage. With the AA, I think with a full strafe, if you hit like all your shots, you leave the AA at like 10 HP, which is crazy strong. The other twos, yeah, like the aim guided is the started one. Is the starter one. It's pretty good against infantry, yeah, but it deals no damage to tanks, even though it's aim guided, which is crazy. And the light rockets are like the Hydra rockets, and they're pretty good against infantry. If you just wanna focus on killing infantry, these may be better than the heavy rockets, but on the multi-purpose side, the heavy rockets are just better, like 100%. I mean, what can I say about this? TOW, bro. The TOW missile, always the best choice. Anti-air is the starter one. They're pretty strong, like, against, like, I think you do like 60-70 damage against the enemy helicopter, but I don't know, bro. The satisfaction the TOW gives you in any game really is unmatched. Like, the TOW is just the best option because you are capable of dealing damage to everything in the battlefield, and is also really satisfying to play. The TOW in this game is not bad. It's actually not that bad. I think they should make it a little bit less responsive because sometimes it's confusing and a little bit too easy at times. But yeah, we only have flares. Probably, hopefully the ECM will come soon. The equipment. So this is where we have some options of customization depending on which map you're playing. Emergency repair, I think, is the best option for every map in the game. So this is when you go below 20% health, it is like distinguisher from BF4 pretty much. So if you go below 20%, your heli is set on fire and you cannot move. You can just like, you're just free falling down. You press the 4 button and, you know, like, it gives you some HP and you recover your full control of the heli, which is a good thing to have. This one, I think, is most useful only on the new Manhattan Bridge map, the Dumbo map, where there are a lot of buildings, so it's pretty unlikely that you're getting hit by a Stinger. And what does this thing do? This thing, when you activate it, it literally spots you, it literally 3D spots you everything in front of you for like 5 seconds. And that's crazy because you can see the whole team in front of you like 3D spotted. And I think it 3D spots also for your team. So I think this should be nerfed a little bit because it's too strong. And yeah, so this is the only like gadget that you can choose depending on the map. And I think this is way more viable, way more useful than the emergency repair if you're playing on the Manhattan Bridge map. The perk, also this one is kinda customizable. There are a lot of situational. I would say that if the air radar was working, because as I said previously, the air radar right now does not work for both helicopters and jets. I don't know why. I genuinely don't know. It should be working from day one. It's there, but it's not showing you anything. So I don't see the point. Probably it's bugged. We'll fix it later on. So normally I will use an air radar, but it's not working. Heavy warheads, what it does, it increases your magazine. So for example, the Zuni rocket, you have 5 now instead of 4. It increases the splash damage, but there's a trade-off, which is your heli is like the beta. It's pretty much a slightly better version of the beta in when we're talking about maneuverability. So it's also situational. I think it can be useful, can be pretty good, but if you don't mind the trade-off of your heli feeling like a flying bathtub, you know, like it's... I tried it, it was okay, but I don't think it's really worth it. Interference is the old stealth from BF4, BF3, but I think, I'm not entirely sure, but I have a doubt about it. I have to test it today. I think that when you equip it and you fly really fast on below radar, so under 20 meters, I think you cannot get locked by stingers. I think that. I'm not entirely sure, but like yesterday, I had some instances where I was getting locked by some people on the roof on Mirak Valley, and they had like full vision on me. But I was just flying low on the fields, you know, on the northern fields, and they just lost the lock. And the stingers have crazy range. I don't think I went out of range. I just think that this gadget does make you untargetable from stingers if you fly pretty fast on below radar. So right now I'm using it. I will test it later, like later on stream if you want. I will be live like in this afternoon and tomorrow as well. I will test it out and I will give you an update. Improved armor, I don't know, like what it does, it just makes you unhittable from the normal projectiles from the infantry guns. I don't know if this is worth. Played it once, I did not feel any difference. I don't think that it's worth enough. Yeah, that's it. Like right now we cannot customize the gunner options, but just by the fact that there is a possibility to customize, like it's showing you what do you have. I think we will get a TV missile pretty soon, because they could just do like on 2042. I mean on 2042 it was showing, but since it is like a fixed, if it was a fixed loadout that it was impossible to change like ever, why would you show it? See what I mean? So probably we will have another main gun and a TV missile probably in the future. Like, we can only hope. Yeah, that's it. The helicopters are pretty fun right now. I hope they will get better in the future. Right now they are not bad. They are actually too strong. So yeah, if you like the video, leave a like, subscribe for more, follow me on Twitch for live streams, and I'll catch you on the next video. Goodbye. See ya.